Hello, hello, my love bugs. So welcome back to Kara's Love Techniques. I am Coach Kara. So today we are here with another relationship video, and I want to talk to you guys and share, some ways, or maybe just one way to be more specific, of how to get someone's interest who is not currently into you. Okay? So that's what we're talking about. How to make someone like you. All right, so let's get started. Now listen guys, it's easy, but at the same time it requires one simple thing. And before I get to that, we'll talk about that momentarily, is I want you all to understand that just because someone isn't showing interest and you've clearly shown interest and given signs and some sort of indication that you do have, some sort of crush or you're checking for them, right? Yet you haven't been given anything in return. Listen, when it comes to chemistry, connections, and attraction, it varies from person to person. Because of that, it is a rarity that two people will have the same feelings, the same level of attraction, and chemistry for the same person. It's very rare. So, my point that I'm trying to make is just because someone is not showing you any interest doesn't mean that you are flawed in any way. Okay? It doesn't mean that you're not interesting, that you're not attractive, that, hey, you're not even fun. It may not be that. It's just that when it comes to attraction, it could be a little complex. And the reason why that is because a lot of times people may not know exactly what it is that they want until they see it. One of those sort of things. And that's kind of how I am when it comes to attraction. I could be in a room full of, two to 300 people, but yet only one person may stand out amongst the rest. And what that thing could be about that person, it may not be their outward appearance or hell, even their style. It could be an air about a person. So don't put it in your mind that, you're not like this other person's, past interest. And that is a common mistake that most people make. They try to emulate the person's ex, by getting the same hairstyle, trying to dress like them, or even maybe act like them. But what you don't know is what initially attracted that person to the individual. And they may not really know. They just may have been attracted to them in some way and just could not resist. So I don't want you to think that you need to emulate anyone's character to try to get this person's attention, because not everyone, has a certain type, like they stick with just blondes or brunettes, tall, that sort of thing. And that may not be the case. So I don't want you to feel badly about this person not reciprocating any interest. Okay? So now that I've stated that, so again, it's going to take one specific thing. And now, see, I've never encountered this sort of experience. I've always kind of gotten what I want from someone or thing, one way or the other. And that's not me boasting, that's just facts. Okay, so I've never been on the receiving end of that. However, on the flip side of things, I have been the person to be the one being pursued. So, like my ex, my last relationship, for example, I moved next door. I was literally the girl next door. And I found him to be the most annoying and obnoxious, just not my type. And every day he would make comments and advances, and I would ignore this. Now, here's the thing. In order for someone to to make themselves known, they're going to have to present themselves in such a way. And the way he went about it was the incorrect way. Okay. Now, granted, over some time, I mean, it took a while. When I say a while for me to come around, I mean nearly 2 years. Like, it's like a year and like 9 months. And the reason why that is because he just simply was just not my type. A lot of people are not my type. You know, some people may rave over Michael B. Jordan. He's been on magazines and he's been like one of the hottest guys. To me, I mean, he's about as interesting as eating raisins, you know? So we all have our own interests and types that we're drawn to. And in this case, my ex, my former neighbor, was not. And like I said, it took nearly 2 years. But what changed my mind is he had a lot of hope. Secondly, in order to gain someone's attention, you must be around this person often. And I mean like regularly. I don't know, like a workplace, and I don't condone or encourage you to do the whole workplace thing. No. But I mean, like if you have mutual friends, you may see them at Starbucks a couple times a week. You know, that sort of regularity, you know, just seeing them very often to where you can put yourself in their presence and show your personality, and you're able to talk and speak. And that's what my ex did. You know, when he, my bestie at the time, and his brother would all hang out. We started hanging out, and then I began to see more of him, you know. And later on is when I realized, like, oh, okay, so this guy, he is a little interesting, intriguing. You know, he is an intelligent little creature, and he kind of grew on me. And see, this is what you want to happen. This person may have to grow on you, or is it vice versa? You have to grow on them. That has to be done. Again, it's going to take a great deal of patience, and that is the key. That's it. Sure, you can have hope, but patience is where it comes in to play. Patience is going to be the driving force behind any action from the other individual. And that's what that last guy had, was a lot of patience. Now see, and it may not be because of just not my lack of being interested in him. I already knew that he would be a handful, and he was. I knew that. And sometimes when people have had experiences, you know, they may be a bit curious about what your behavior will be like, especially if you've been this patient or you've been eyeing them for a while. It could put them on pause because they don't know if you're going to be clingy, needy, or hell, even turn out to be their greatest stalker, which I have also encountered several times. So, and it's not fun. So it automatically puts you on pause, like why are you doing this? You know? So I don't want you to think that this person is just putting you off just because they don't like you, and it may be other reasons behind that. You understand? And so once you get this individual, if and when you do, you can't be comfortable too soon. I mean, I want you to continue to walk on glass or eggshells. And the reason why that is because the more you learn about a person and you get to know them, well, you're either going to like them more or less. And we're not trying to go that way. So I don't want you to do too much. When people do too much and they try to put on airs and try to impress, like, it's a turnoff. Especially if it isn't what's going to impress a person. Many people don't know what impresses them. Okay, so if they accepted you, you should just accept the fact that you've been accepted, but at the same time, tread lightly. Because as easily as a person can accept you, they can just as easily release you. That's the kind of power you've given them. Okay? Furthermore, if by chance you have not gained this person's heart after some time, regardless of your efforts, everything is not meant to be. Perhaps you're dodging a bullet, Perhaps. Okay? And if it is meant to be, well, que sera, sera. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to leave that there for now. Hopefully this has been informative. It's just going to take a great deal of patience if this person is worth waiting for. All right. Well, that is all for now. I thank you for joining me always. Until next time.